It's interesting. I've talked to a bunch of artists who like realize that their skill set
Yeah.
can actually be like put into like class format. And one artist I spoke to a couple weeks ago basically has sold like over 1,000 classes of like people looking. He was like does like pottery and sculpture, but the idea that there are these secondary and tertiary businesses that don't require a ton of your time, just like some of your knowledge and experience, I think is really, I think more artists need to look like it. Just it can add like a nice, quiet, steady cash flow without you really thinking about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's loads of like art. I constantly getting on my Instagram feed because I'm an artist, like all of these art classes advertise me. I'm like, I don't need that. But yeah, I see so many artists doing it and running these sessions and I'm like, great, like awesome. I think there's loads of people who are interested in doing those sorts of things.
Yeah, especially if you like connect with somebody's work, like if that person can be your teacher, it like becomes awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought the kit was super cool.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I think it should be amazing advertisement for me because I think they said that their first order, so they sell globally, is 10,000 kits. So that's 10,000 people who are going to see me and hopefully follow me. So we'll see how that works out for me. Let's see.
I love these. I think that it's funny because sometimes you'll take one of these outside of your domain expertise and that turns into such a cash driver. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost like it's like software. It just repeats you have to do it once and then it throws itself out there.
Passive income, isn't it?
Yeah, the true passive income. I've yet to see true passive income, but it's cool.
Same. That would be nice. But yeah, it's just another thing. And I always like to do projects that are different to what I do day to day. So this was one of them and it was fun.
There was another cool one for Coat. What was that?
Yeah, that was 1 month ago or something like that. So that's as a paint company, they use these high quality sustainable paints and they commissioned me we rented this really cool warehouse space and they commissioned me to paint a large scale canvas purely using their paints. So it's just to showcase like the qualities of the paints and what you can do at the color schemes. And we also did a print together. So yeah.
Do you get sponsored? Do you get like free paint now? Does it take They
did give me a lot of free paint, so I've got loads of it, and I'm using it. It's amazing paint actually, because I think it's actually pretty expensive stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure if I asked for some more paints, I'm sure they would be willing. Yeah.
And so that actually brings me an interesting question. So as an artist, like where do you spend most of your money? Like where do you find that you're pushing your dollars towards? Is it mostly towards supplies and materials? Is it like marketing stuff? Is it like what does that look like from a
no, it's definitely materials. I'm lucky in the fact that I don't have normal like studio space costs because my studio is a converted loft in my house. So that comes along with my mortgage and all that stuff. So yeah, I would say it's materials. I'm constantly buying paint and I use a lot of paint and thickly. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you can see that I basically throw it onto the canvas. I use it liberally.
Yes, well, that's why sponsorships are a wonderful, amazing thing.
Yeah.
My question that actually brings me back to some social stuff. Are you only Instagram, or have you branched out into TikTok or YouTube or like any of these other platforms? Or are you just a Instagram down the middle kind of guy?
Yeah, Instagram is definitely the main thing for me. I am on TikTok, but I haven't actually told like anybody that I'm on TikTok on my Instagram yet. I've been doing it in the background for a year or so now, just because purely because I can see the growth in it, and I can see there's still not many artists on TikTok.
Not like artists. There's like a lot of schlock artists, but there's not a lot of I don't think there's a lot of gallery represented artists knocking it out on TikTok.
No, I would say there's like practically none on there. So I'm not like putting a lot of effort into it, and I am posting on there basically every time I do a reel that goes into TikTok. So I want to try and keep that up because I can see the growth on it, and I don't want to do what I did with Instagram and come to it late and miss out of because you hate myself. Yeah, exactly. Everyone does. So I'm trying to keep on top of that.
Have you gotten good uptick on it? Because it like the nice thing about TikTok I find is that it takes one or two videos and all of a sudden you go from like 0 to 100,000 people in a week or something. Like it doesn't take much to. it takes one or two great pieces of content to change your trajectory completely.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like hit the nail on the head with it.
Okay.
I think of the most views I've got. I had one video with like 17 or 18,000 views, but that's the most.
Okay.
But like Instagram, I've had one of my videos is over 100,000. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. But yeah,
I just had one a couple weeks ago, and it was one of my least impressive videos ever. It hit 1.2 million views.
You're joking.
No,
wow.
I literally increased my followers by 50%. I got more views, likes, and things than every other post I've ever had combined.
Yeah, that's what it takes. Right. It's one of those things. But yeah, it's great. Good for you, man.
But just a random, and I'm trying to repeat it over, like it's back to 1,000 views, 500 views, whatever it is. I just started a new TikTok account. That one, I don't even think I've broken 1,000 yet. So just think with all this stuff, like social, it's a matter of consistency. It's like everything. If you're consistent and thorough and do it day in and day out, like eventually it pays for itself and then some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going back a little bit on your career, what do you think, did you have any like huge mistakes that you're like, I wish I didn't do that, or like a direction that you like, you look back and you kick yourself over?
God, that's a good question, because I'm sure there's probably a lot of things that
I have hundreds.
I wouldn't repeat. Can't think of anything like big in particular. I don't know, I say that, but at the same time, I think that for me, I only really learn from my mistakes. I'm trying to think. Mostly with these things, you think of like social media, because that's like how everybody sees everything.
I've always found my... Go ahead.
I think one of the things, I guess, is like doing work for free. Like I did quite a lot of that stuff where people will be like, hey, can you just do this thing? And it'll be great exposure. Always when someone says that to you, oh, it'll be worth it for your time and your exposure or whatever. And I just think, yeah, all the times which I did earlier. Yeah, and it's like, and you go on to, so great, I've got two followers and I put a couple of days work at least into that for nothing. It's like that. And then also, I think back in the day, I did I get emails, I'm sure you do as well, all artists do, from like magazines saying, oh, do you want to be in the magazine? It only costs this much and you'll go out to sim sort of thing. And I did a couple of those, and obviously nothing came from it. And I was like, why the hell did I spend the money doing that? Such a waste of time. And yeah, I learned my lesson that way, and I won't do it again.
Yeah, but by the way, it's all this stuff is pattern recognition, right? You touch the hot stove once, you're like, okay, they got me.
Yeah, yeah.
You try not to do it again and get sucked in.
Yeah.
The opposite of that, the biggest mistake. What do you think? Do you have a greatest achievement? Do you have something that you're like super proud of, or a piece of work or content or a business choice you made that you're like, this completely changed the trajectory of my life?
Yeah, I think for me, my favorite project, and the one which kind of made me step back and then look at what I'd achieved, was probably I did a collaboration with Farah, which is a jeans company, but they launched in Japan and they launched it with me. So we did this whole film. It was like good pay, and they basically gave me full creative control, which as an artist is like the dream project. And I got my friends to film the whole thing. They got paid by them as well. But the best part of it was that at the end of it, the end product was they made this film, and the jeans that I was wearing, all the paint splatters, got reproduced as a limited edition to be sold in Japan. But the best part of it was that I was getting tagged in all these posts from these people in Japan buying my jeans with my name in the back of it. And I was like, this is crazy. These people are literally on the other side of the world and like buying a product that I'm part of with my name in the back of their trousers. That blew my mind, and I was like, the world's amazing.
Yeah, and it's talk about what that does, like just for brand recognition, just for spreading it out there, and the fact that these projects keep finding you, and like the variability of them, which is like from a paint, like that. If nothing else, that really probably speaks to the quality and look of the art, is that so many people want to be associated with it on a brand level, which is super cool. Yeah,
no, I feel very fortunate for that these collaborations and different like really interesting projects keep coming my way. And yeah, they're so exciting to be part of, and I love doing them.
Do you think that they feed on each other? Do you think these people see that you do collabs and therefore they call you to do collabs? Or do you think that
Definitely.
It's more... Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
definitely,
one of
I think it's about confidence. If a company sees that
Yeah.
you've done something and that you can do it and you can do it well, it gives them confidence that I'm the right guy for the job. If I'd never done something, they're taking a risk. It's like with any business. You want some sort of proof in the pudding before you invest.
That's absolutely brilliant. It's at the end of the day, it's all about confidence. It's like knowing you're the shit.
Yep.
That's awesome. So we're coming up to the end
Yeah.
of the hour. Do you have anything upcoming do you have shows, other collaborations? Do you have other things that are coming down the pike that you want people to know about? Mind you, this probably has a month to 6 week delay. So if it's somewhat in the future, that's probably okay before this hits the actual internet.
Okay. That's good actually, because there is a big project coming up for me before the end of the year, which is still in discussion now. But I'm very excited about it. I can't give details, but basically, I think you're based in Miami, right?
Correct, sir.
Yeah, so I should be coming to Miami in December, and I'm going to be doing a project. Yeah, project as part of. So yeah, that is December. So it depends when this comes out. Hopefully I will be able to talk about it by that point. I don't know. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. Really excited.
So I'm very excited to see what you have in my hometown. I like it.
Yeah. So maybe me actually.
Yeah, for sure.
In real life. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Where can people find you?
Instagram's the easiest, quickest way, I would say, and probably the most interesting because that's where all of my news and content is. But yeah, I have a website as well, which is marcusaitken.com. TikTok, if you do that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Or just type my name into Google.
What's your TikTok handle? That will now let the world know that you have a secret TikTok handle.
It's going to happen. It's Marcus Aitken Art.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Good. Everybody go to TikTok. It's the wave of the future. Anyhow, super interesting. Always love to hear how artists have navigated and found and being able to work and operate and build a career as a full-time artist. Thank you for sharing these insights and these details. Super excited to keep watching your journey. And now that I know you're coming to my town, I'm even more excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show. It's been really nice to speak to you.
Oh, fantastic. And hold on, you still there? Yeah, I got you.
I'm still here, yeah.
Okay, so basically what I do, hold on.